Hello lovers of dynamic series, I want to welcome you to another wonderful, exciting, exhilarating, mind-blowing episode of dynamic series with Be Me Your Girl. Yes, I am here today for you. I want to wish you a happy new month. This is the month of March 2021. I wish you all the best. And today I want to ask you, how have you all been? Hope you're all good and doing good and looking lush and wonderful like your girl here. Yes, I love you guys all. Thank you for the wonderful comment. So if you're a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you for always supporting me. If you're viewing me for the first time, please, I want to say welcome to Dynamic Series. Thank you for viewing me and please do subscribe. And if you have not subscribed and you've been watching me all this while, it's not good now. Please do kindly subscribe. Thank you. So now let's get to the business of today. Today we want to talk about office romance. Is it a good idea or a bad idea to involve in office romance? What's your view? Well, there is nowhere love cannot actually, you cannot define or state where love will come out from, or who you're going to fall in love with, or where you're going to fall in love with the person. So you could find yourself falling in love with someone in the office environment. You could find yourself in office romance as much as possible, even when you try avoiding them. There are times you just see there's just one person that you're just attracted to. And don't forget the fact that we spend most of the hours at work seeing each other, talking together, and at times you just get attracted to the person's smartness, maybe the way they think, the way they handle things, their organization and every other thing, and it just makes you fall in love with them. So is it really a bad idea or a good idea? I want you to go to the comment section and drop your comment about this topic. So now let's get to the do's and don'ts of office romance, because in some cases you really can't help it, because there's no hard or fast rule about it. It's not something I can say you really want to frown at or you want to support. It's like standing aloof kind of thing. If you find yourself in it, what are those things you need to do? If you find yourself not in it, what are those things you still need to do? So let's talk about the do's and don'ts of office romance. So the first one on my list is to know your company and understand your company's policy. Know and understand your company's policy. There are some organizations that they frown against it. They used to state it explicitly that office romance is prohibited. It is not allowed. So you need to go back to your terms and condition, why your job description, or talk to your HR and find out more. In case you are beginning to like someone, or you're beginning to fall in love with someone and it's beginning to result into romance or relationship that might lead to, at times there are some that leads to marriage. So you have to find out, does your organization support it? If your organization supports it, what are those things they expected from you and what are those things they don't expect from you? So you have to understand. And if your organization does not support it, I will advise you guys should try as much as possible not to involve in it. That is one. The second one is avoid superior subordinate office romance. That one is strictly a no for most organizations, because there are some other underlying factors, effects it has on the work environment and even people in general. One of it is favoritism, where the superior might favor the subordinate that is dating more than every other person, or it goes vice versa. So there's another one, there's conflict of interest. It could lead to sexual harassment. It could lead to disrespect. If a subordinate is dating a superior, the person might be disrespectful to other superior based on the fact that, okay, I think I'm dating one of the superior or one of the manager or one of the director. There might be a little bit of disrespect, conflict of interest, and some other things. So you should frown against it. It is advisable if you are from different departments. This one is from this department, the other one is from different departments, and you only work together once in a while. That is still much more better. But superior to subordinate relationship in the work environment is not allowed. That is one. Then the third one is on my list is you have to take it gently. You have to take it slow. Take it slow. Auntie, uncle, brother, sister, you have to figure out, are you really sure you want to go into this thing? As much as possible. It's nice or it's cool though. Are you sure? You have to weigh the pros and cons. You have to weigh the advantage and disadvantage of you going into office romance in the first place. First of all, you should try to put yourself first. The job you took your time to search for, and it was you know, I don't know, some people might go through stress before getting the job. Some, they just get it on a platter of gold or something, I wouldn't know. But consider, is it worth losing? Is your job worth losing over office romance? Is the office romance, is the relationship worth going into? So you have to take it slow. Understand very well. Don't jeopardize your work relationship. Don't jeopardize your job because of office romance. Take it very well. Be very, very certain before you go into it. Ensure that there is true love and it's really going somewhere. Let it not just be fling, or maybe you're fling or you're flirting, or it's just the fact that you're crushing on the person only, or maybe you're just sexually attracted to the person, and once you guys, you know, smash to one another, that's the end. So you have to be very certain. Take things slow, observe yourself, put yourself first. What are the advantages of you going into the relationship? What are the disadvantages? What effect is it going to have on your job? Will it cost you losing your job? You have to ask all those questions. You have to ask all those questions. So that is the third one. The fourth one on my list is don't try to hide it. You see the way I'm even saying, don't try to hide it. It is better you're plain and everybody know that you go around telling everybody, but make it, or you involve in public display of affection. No, that's what I'm saying. But as much as possible, don't hide it. It is better when people are aware and they know about it than you trying to hide it. It is not cool. And I will say, if you see that, okay, your organization does not have any policy against it, it would be very, very polite for you to probably speak to your HR about it, so that you'll be on the safer side in case anything happens. And both of you should handle it professionally and maturely, such that it does not affect your work relationship or does not affect your work with your relationship with other co-workers at the same time. So you have to pay attention to that. That's another one. The fifth one is you should ensure to address every issue after work hours. Yes, so uncle, auntie, nobody is saying you should not involve in office romance, so, but as much as possible, please and please and please, no fighting. If you fight in the work environment, you know it's one of the do's and don'ts of work environment. Naturally, it's either you are queried or you are fined or you are out. So no fighting, no argument. You don't bring your romance to the office. Whatever transpire between you guys, you settle it at home, or better still, settle it after work hours, so that you don't start arguing and fighting and having issue with each other. That is not allowed though. So you should be mature and professional about the way you handle issues, and ensure you handle every issue after work hours. That is another thing. And another one is you should be prepared for the worst. Yes, be very, very prepared for the worst. In case anything can happen, one person might have to step down for the other. Like when I mean step down, one person might have to resign from the job for the other person. By the time it start getting too serious, I think some organization won't even allow the situation where husband and wife are working together in the same organization. Some company will not, they frown at it. So maybe one person will have to step down for the other. Some organization might lay off both of you. Yeah, so you should be prepared for the worst. Are you ready for the consequences of it before going into it? Are you ready for what it takes before stepping into it? Is your job worth losing? Is the person worth staying with and losing your job for? So you should take your time to digest all these questions before you go into office romance. There is no hard or fast rule about it. I said that in the beginning. There is no bad or there's no one rule of thumb that says it is bad, or one rule of thumb that says it is good. But what it is you have to weigh the advantage and disadvantage, weigh the pros and cons, and see which one works for you. And don't forget to always put yourself first if you find yourself in an office romance. So that will be all, my people, with office romance. You can see it's a topic that is so like interesting and so sensitive. You can see me sweating and putting a lot of energy into it just to make sure you enjoy it. So that will be all today on this episode of Dynamic Series. I want you to go down to the comment section and drop your view. What do you think is a good idea to involve in office environment? If you think it is a good idea, why? If you think it is a bad idea, why? So whichever way, if you're standing for or you are standing against office romance, please kindly go to the comment section and drop your comments, and your girl will be ready to respond Thank you for viewing me. Thank you for watching me. See you next week. Take care of yourself. Bye. I love you all. Mwah.